I'm Robert Schindler, founder of GNSS Consulting. I'm going to briefly describe what satellite-based tolling is and how it works from a technology perspective. So GNSS stands for Global Navigation Satellite System, and there are 4 such systems, the most famous being GPS from the United States. In Europe we have Galileo, which is extremely robust and accurate. There's also the Russian GLONASS system and the Chinese Beidou system. And all your mobile phones, if they're not older than 5 years, and most of your newer cars are equipped with GNSS receivers that receive signals from all of these satellite systems. So if you see the beautiful sky behind me in the Tyrolean Alps, I'll be surrounded by these satellites circling in all directions over the Earth. In fact, if we came here close to midnight, we would see many of them basically looking like stars moving across the sky rather quickly. So for tolling, if we have all that infrastructure in the sky, why on earth are we still building all this expensive roadside infrastructure? When you think of tolling, you may think of toll plazas to collect your money or to read your tags, or you may know of modern multi-lane free flow systems that still have all this roadside infrastructure with the tag readers and the cameras and so on. But we have already what we need to know where we're traveling on the toll roads, or even nowadays we're talking about road user charging systems where we measure the distance traveled on all the roads. So why to waste that money on the infrastructure? The Czech Republic, for example, is one of 8 countries to have a nationwide truck tolling scheme. And back in 2019, they removed all that expensive infrastructure that was already paid for because it still cost all that money to operate it and maintain it. So instead they replaced it with a satellite-based solution, and now they cut their operation costs in half, plus they could charge the distance traveled on a much larger road network. So they doubled the size of the road network being tolled, and they cut the costs in half. And this is what we should be seeing everywhere, instead of building all these expensive infrastructure-based systems. Because we have the technology in our hands, we have the smartphones, you can run an app on it, you can use the information coming from your in-vehicle built-in telematic systems. So all we really need is just to have an occasional enforcement gantry. Let's say for every existing multi-lane free-flow gantry, you would have just 1 out of 10 for enforcement purposes. That's called fixed enforcement. Then you also have mobile enforcement to catch people in between by surprise. And all these systems in Europe have toll leakage of less than 1%. So they're obviously very effective in terms of collecting the revenue and having, let's say, a good level of payments coming in. Germany alone, for example, generates about 7 to 8 billion euros in toll revenues every year from trucks alone. So how does it work? Basically, we have virtual gantries that are stored in a digital map, and that digital map can be either locally on our smartphones, or they could be on an onboard unit or telematic device, or you simply just collect the position data, let's say every second, store it in your device, and then transmit that data, which can be compressed, and you can use the GSM network and send that data maybe once every few minutes, once an hour, once a day even. It doesn't really matter, as long as you receive the data and you can invoice the vehicles for the distance traveled. So that basically sums it up. Now ready to save a lot of operational costs. And let's not also forget the added convenience of all the services you can provide, you know, the location-based services. If everyone knows where they are, you know, where the nearest gas station is, where the best place to charge their vehicle, if it's an electric vehicle, nearby restaurants, and so on. So there's many services that can be provided, and this will unleash a whole new service industry that will maybe not so much earn money on calculating the tolls, but providing other services, which will be extremely useful in the future. That's it from me.